The main character of the story is Arata. He lives with his cousin named Hijiri, and the two lead a very peaceful life. While having breakfast, Arata pulled out a picture that Hijiri drew when he was a child to tease her, but before he could hide it, Arata took a picture of it. On the way to school, Arata wondered about the black sun in the place where he lived, when suddenly a mysterious girl passed by telling him to wake up, and that made him think a lot. When Arata asked Hijiri about the black sun in this place, Hijiri replied that the sun has always been like that since before they were born. At that moment, Arata knew that this Hijiri was not his cousin, because in a picture Hijiri once drew, the sun was red. A girl with a gun attacked the fake Hijiri, and her name was Lilith. The world gradually turns into a scene of destruction, and Lilith informs Arata that his home has been destroyed by gravity breakdown. Arata recalled that when the crash phenomenon occurred, the real Hijiri gave him a grimoire, and then she disappeared into the void shortly after. Becoming panicked, Arata used the grimoire to create a virtual world where life went on as usual. Lilith feared that the world created by Arata might cause the phenomenon of destruction to spread further, so she asked Arata to hand over the grimoire to her. According to the false Hijiri, the real Hijiri was still alive, so Arata resolved to become a mage in hopes of saving his cousin. After that, he went to Biblia Royal Academy, and Lilith would be his teacher. Only magicians belonging to the Demon Lord class could create a virtual world, so rumors about Arata quickly spread in the school. The principal of the academy told Arata that if he wanted to save Hijiri he would need the support of the Trinity 7 group of 7 girls, and Lilith was one of them. Arata also meets several other Trinity 7s. Levi is a female ninja. The other 2 girls in the school's security team are Mira and Akio, and finally Aaron, a girl who constantly follows him, and claims to be the wife of the person who will become the Demon King. More specifically here is Arata. Upon returning to her room, Arata met Selena, Lilith, and Levi. They came to him to ask some questions, but everyone kept teasing teacher Lilith. After that, Arata seriously asked Lilith about his grimoire. And according to her words, it was the magical book of legend. While talking, suddenly a magic was deployed inside Arata's room, sealing the 4 of them inside the room. Arata had asked his grimoire where to place the sealing magic in the room, but it said no and forced him to automatically brainstorm to break the seal. After a while of trying to get out of the room, they suddenly realized an urgent problem, that is, Arata's room did not have a toilet. With no other choice, Arata had to trick the grimoire into revealing the location of the sealing magic, and the girls quickly ran off to deal with the matter after escaping. As it turned out, Aaron was the one who put the seal, because she wanted to see the true abilities of a demon lord. Aaron then used her mage mode to unleash Arata's power, as she wanted to see his true power, but Arata's immense power immediately caused the phenomenon break. When they learned that Arata was the cause of the breakdown phenomenon, Mira and Akio came to attack him in order to stop the breakdown phenomenon. After Akio's attack, they thought it was over because Arata was dead, but they realized that the phenomenon of destruction had not stopped. As it turned out, another Trinity 7 girl named Yui had just in time saved him into her dream world. Yui pointed out that in order to stop this phenomenon, he needed to choose a certain kind of power for his mage. Following Yui's advice, Arata later returned to school and picked up the skill of purification magic. And after using it, the collapse was immediately stopped. The school is currently suffering damage from the collapse, so the students have been sent to a southern island, while repair work is underway. Arata and Aaron had to serve the other students as punishment for the 2 of them for causing the breakdown phenomenon. That night while at the shared bath, Arata met Mira and Akio again. But Mira hated scumbags like Arata, so she left. After that, everyone asked Arata to choose a weapon, and Lilith taught him how to make a magic gun. Arata and Lilith return to the classroom, and find the other students sleeping on their desks. According to the principal, another breakdown phenomenon was taking place, and only students with weak magic power were affected. After Akio and Mira go out to prevent the breakdown phenomenon, the headmaster reveals that this phenomenon must have happened because Yui has lost the ability to control her magic power, and that she is in the middle of nowhere. Under the school dungeon, everyone rushed down to the dungeon to find Yui before Mira and Akio found her, as they would definitely attack her to stop the breakdown. Along the way, they encountered several demons, so Arata tried to summon a gun like Lilith had taught him, but he summoned a toy gun instead. Since Arata couldn't do anything, Levi had to destroy all the demons by himself. When everyone caught up with Mira and Akio, Levi stayed behind to hold them back. Finally, everyone has reached Yui's room, and she is now in her true form, but there is a dragon guarding her. Realizing this is a very powerful dragon, Mira, Akio and Levi stopped fighting to run to support everyone. While the girls were holding back the dragon, thanks to Levi's guidance, Arata successfully summoned his gun, and defeated the dragon with a single shot. Yui has regained consciousness, and is overjoyed to see Arata again. During PE class, when Arata was looking at the other female students, Yui asked Eren to allow her to be Arata's mistress. Mira and Akio then appear to have them warn Yui that if she continues to lose control they will have to eliminate her. Levi has also appeared to continue her dungeon battle with Akio. Seeing that, the girls of Trinity 7 also rushed in to fight with each other, and Yui used magic to bring Arata into her dream world. Arata saw that everyone had been brought here, and they were all sleeping except Mira, because she had the ability to resist all magic. After Mira left Yui's world, she gave Arata a kiss to thank him for saving her last time. That night during a thunderstorm, the entire window of the academy was broken, and in the middle of the corridor appeared a blonde girl. The next morning, Mira arrives at the scene to investigate, and she confirms that the scene contains traces of magic similar to a previous case at the library, causing one of the twins to die. Disappeared without leaving a trace. While they go to the library to investigate, a space magic takes them to another place. Soon after, Selena's twin sister appeared, and she was also a Trinity 7 named Lisi. She tried to research forbidden magic, and pretended to be lost in the library. When people weren't paying attention, Lisi absorbed Selena's power, and transformed herself into a demon lord. When Levi and Akio rushed to attack Lisi, she pushed them away with her newfound strength, then kissed Arata and stole most of his magic power. Levi and Mira had a battle with Lisi, and since Lisi was not used to her new powers, Levi was able to defeat her with her special technique, but she quickly retreated. When they returned to the academy, fearing that Lisi would return after she had mastered her powers, Mira decided to give Akio the task of training Arata. While Arata was training, Yui, Eren and Lilith were watching over Selena in the infirmary. Suddenly, Lisi attacked the academy once more, and she appeared in front of the old principal. Lisi tried to attack the headmaster, but at that moment she realized that he was very strong. Lisi had seen the old headmaster's grimoire. Unable to use magic on him, Lisi had to use beauty tricks to seduce him, and she easily defeated him. During her training, Arata's magic book copied Akio's technique, and she transformed into a human form known as Sora. Akio then lends her power to Arata so that he can defeat Lisi. When Lisi went to Selena's hospital room and was about to attack everyone, Arata and Sora quickly arrived to stop her. Arata used his new powers to attack Lisi, but she was too fast for his attacks to be effective. Lisi used a magic to freeze time except for Arata and Sora, but Arata wasn't worried, considering it a rare opportunity to mess with girls. After that, Lisi froze Arata, and kissed him to drain his strength. But as it turned out, Arata had already had Akio's magic in her tongue, and it was it that neutralized all of her demon lord elements. Arata hugs Lisi and hopes that she can come back with the Trinity 7 group, which touched Lisi very much, but she said that after using time magic she will be stuck in space this time forever. Arata promises that he will find a way to bring Lisi back, and the time-stopping magic expires soon after. Arata diligently studied the magic of all the Trinity 7 in order to rescue Lisi as soon as possible, but that led Lilith to suspect he was possessed by a demon. Lilith and Arata were summoned by the old principal, and he once again ran into Mira. The old principal had suggested that Arata and Lisi would have to join Mira's security group to go on a more dangerous mission together. That night, Mira and Akio went to see Arata to tell him about an academy called Liber, and it was destroyed by the phenomenon of collapse. While talking, Mira was startled by a bug, so she jumped on top of Arata, and Lilith appeared just in time to feed him a shell. During their mission, the old principal teleported the security group to Liber Academy, but the transfer was interrupted, so Lilith and Akio were separated from the group. Arata's group met a girl who looked like Hijiri, but Mira discovered she wasn't human, and she left soon after. Sora reveals that the Hijiri they just saw is actually a grimoire of Hijiri like herself. Sora also confirmed that Liber Academy was isolated in another dimension, and that the three of them were trapped here. They were then attacked by a horde of demons, and when Mira tried to use magic, her power was disarmed. According to Sora, their mage mode wouldn't be usable here for some reason, but she was unaffected, so she stayed to defeat the demons while Arata took Mira away. Other places. Sora encountered the ghost history book Ilia disguised as Hijiri. Sora unleashes a powerful attack on Ilia, but Ilia dodges and traps her in a square box. Arata and Mira decide to search for the core of the barrier in the school's clock tower. While climbing the tower, Arata asked about her past, and she revealed that she used to be unable to make friends because she was afraid her powers would hurt others, but Akio approached and befriended him. When they got there, the two of them saw Sora being sealed away, and met Ilya again. She wanted to live with Arata forever and get rid of Mira, causing Arata to surrender himself so she could spare Mira. After that, she still ordered the demons to attack Mira and tie up Arata. But her turnaround made Arata very angry, so he accidentally released his demon lord element and summoned a black armor. Arata was transformed into a demon lord named Astral Trinity, and he easily erased Ilya's power and broke Sora's seal. The demon lord then caused the breaking phenomenon, so Sora had to quickly suppress and recover the demon lord element so that Arata could return to normal. Not wanting to kill Ilya, Arata asked her to release the barrier, but she could no longer control it because of the previous demon lord's influence. After that, everyone joined forces to destroy the Black Sun to stop the destruction, and the seal was also opened. They were later reunited with Akio and Lilith, but Arata fainted instantly, and Lilith noticed Arata holding a new grimoire. Akio noticed that Mira was getting closer to Arata, but Mira tried to deny it. Meanwhile, the real Hijiri was standing at the top observing everything. When Arata regained consciousness in the inn, Hijiri approached to attack him, but Lilith rushed to save him. Hijiri also possesses the Demon King element, and she has incarnated as a satanic trinity. Just as Hijiri launched an attack on Arata and Lilith, Erin came to save them with her demonic spear. Soon after, Mira and Akio also appeared. Hijiri then said she would teleport to their school and attack the school. Realizing the dangerous situation, Arata and the others rushed back to the academy. Lu, one of Hijiri's accomplices, started shelling the academy from the air. To protect the students, Levi stepped in to confront Lu, while Yui dragged all the students into her dream world for safety. However, Lu was stronger than Levi, so Levi was seriously injured. Levi had to use tornadoes to cover Lu's eyes, and she quickly ran away with the headmaster. Levi has returned to fight Lu, after being treated by the headmaster. But Lu revealed that she was also close to the power of a demon lord, and her attack fatally wounded Levi. In order to protect Levi's life, Selena had to rush to tie Lu to save her. Lu was able to immediately break free and attack Selena along with Levi, but Lisi and Selena soon switched places. Lisi held onto Lu until Levi could fight again. When Lu was cornered, Hijiri arrived here to support her. At the same time, Arata was able to teleport back to the school, and he quickly attacked Lu's weak point, causing her to stiffen. Following Arata were the girls who had also successfully returned here. After a brief conversation between everyone about Arata's meanness, Arata and Trinity 7 activated their mage mode. Meanwhile, the two principals of Bilbia and Liber were watching them from above. Akio and Yui teamed up to destroy Lu's weapon and knock her out, while the others were still fighting Hijiri. Erin released Hijiri's defenses with her spear so that Arata and Lilith could defeat her with their combined team. Hijiri explained to them that after the breaking phenomenon, she saw the future of the world, that in the future, Arata would become the Demon Lord and the Trinity Sevens would help him destroy the world, so she wants to stop them. Hijiri couldn't stay in this world for too long because she didn't have a physical body, so she was turned into a stone, and the principal of Liber School recovered it. Arata tells her that one day he will definitely free Hijiri. After the battle, Lilith invited Arata to hang out in the city with her, while the other girls were following the two of them. When they went to lunch, they met Mira, who was working as a waiter in a restaurant, and the chef here was Akio. At the end of the day, Arata gave Lilith an amulet, and soon the girls also showed up to invite the two to dinner. Thank you for watching all the videos about this anime. I will also put other videos of the channel here, and don't forget to press the bell and subscribe button to receive notifications of the latest anime videos.